on CBS Sports HQ. Where is Micah Parsons going to be come week 1 of the 2025 season? It's been quite the roller coaster of a situation for Micah and the Cowboys. We saw other teams pay their pass rushers. We saw Pittsburgh do it with TJ Watt. We saw Myles Garrett get paid. So we all thought it was a matter of not if he was going to get paid, but when, right? Micah's a game wrecker, the only player to finish top 3 in DPOY voting in 3 of the last 4 seasons. So it seems like an easy thing. There are reports out there saying that they're heading towards a split, if you will. Pete, you do not believe that.
I don't believe it either.
Neither of you guys. Do you think they will come to an agreement?
Yes.
Okay.
The week of the regular season, in grand Dallas Cowboy fashion,
we saw with
Micah Parsons will get a new contract, and all the bad blood that everybody makes a big deal out of will be washed away, because that's what they do. Players play, and he wants to play, and they know they need him, and the two sides will agree on a deal, and everybody will be happy again, and it'll all go away, and we've wasted so much breath talking about it.
You know, the crazy thing is, Pete, this was like the first offseason the Cowboys were like under the radar. Like, people weren't talking about them, obviously, because the Commanders and the Eagles were at the forefront. They went to the NFC Championship game. And I was proud of old Jerry and the Dallas Cowboys. I'm like, we don't hear anything about him. The only thing we heard about was him saying that he's going to have to talk to the agent of Micah Parsons. That was the only news that came out. And then on the first day of training camp, he takes a blowtorch to all that and says, well, just because I paid Micah doesn't mean he's going to be there, right? Should I have paid Steele and Trayvon Diggs, right? If I could go back, should I have, like, taken shots at guys on the active roster? So to me, this deal is going to get done. To your point, CeeDee Lamb, it happened to him last year, but the only thing with CeeDee, he missed all the training camp, and he started the season slow, and then he got banged up. So that's my biggest concern. Micah Parsons hasn't participated in anything during training camp. He's been on the sideline. We saw the video flipping up the football, and you see it right there. Most sacks in the first 4 seasons. He's in rare air, and then him and Reggie White are the only guys to do it for 4 straight years and have at least 12 sacks each year. So he's in rare air when it comes to that. You see it most pressures since 2021. He's #1 in the NFL. So this deal is going to get done. Jerry is dragging his feet, and just like Dak and just like CD, it's going to cost them more. But to Pete's point, it doesn't matter, because people are talking about the Dallas Cowboys right now.
He loves it. By the way, even if he misses training camp and then plays in week 1, see quarterback, get quarterback. It's real easy. It's different for a wide receiver. He's got to adjust.
Don't worry about dropping another. Just go get quarterback.
Go get quarterback. It's real simple.
But their issue is they can't stop the run.
Right.
So that's the thing. He's got to be able to stop the run.
Here's the other thing that people have lost sight of in this whole thing. The only way there's a separation in this marriage is if the Dallas Cowboys decide they want to separate and divorce. He has no. Micah Parsons can't. And I keep reading this stuff. Oh, Micah Parsons might just push away from the Cow. He can't. He's under contract for this year. He has 2 more years. They could tag him as a franchise tag player 2 years in a row. So for 3 years, the Dallas Cowboys have his rights. Now, he can choose to sit out. I doubt he will. So basically, the Cowboys hold the power in this negotiation.
Do you think they would actually tag him? Like, can you see that happening down the road?
If he plays this year for this and he comes back in and his demands,
they probably will tag him.
They have the right to do that. That's what it's there for.
But we both think the deal will get done before the season starts.
Week 1, everybody will clap. Look at Jerry. Jerry got the deal done. But they all talked about it all summer.
And that's exactly what he wants us to be doing, leading this block, talking about Micah Parsons and where he's going to end up. We have some other contract hold-in sort of situations, right? One in Cincinnati with Trey Hendrickson. They have not figured that out. Terry McLaurin, that's a whole other situation. And I want to make sure I'm getting this right, because there is a report out there that the Patriots have contacted the Bengals about Trey Hendrickson, saying they're willing to trade a 2026 first or second-round draft pick. So should New England go after, whether is it Trey Hendrickson or Terry McLaurin? What do you think?
Either one, for sure. I mean, this is a team that has a high trajectory, right? They revamped the offensive line. There's still some questions when you talk about Cole Strange. But Drake May showed you in a few games last year that he is the franchise quarterback. Now, they do need another weapon outside of Stephon Diggs. But that defense already looks terrifying. Just imagine adding a Trey Hendrickson to Harold Landry on the outside, Milton Williams on the inside. Oh, let's not forget, they probably have the best tandem at corner in all of football with Christian Gonzalez and Carlton Davis on the outside. So if I'm the Patriots and the Bengals are willing to take a first or second round pick, they've already showed this offseason, Pete. They're willing to spend the money I would definitely see where Trey Hendrickson, if they could maybe fleece him from the Bengals.
And they have the money to spend.
Yeah.
They have room to spend. So they could make it happen. But what are you giving up for? A first-round pick?
They said or seconds.
Here's the problem. Here's the
second.
Well, I mean, for a second I would do it, but not. I don't know if I would do that for first. And here's why: you're building something in New England.
Yeah.
If you trade that and pay him, you're giving up a cheap asset that you would think if you're a good drafting team, you would have a good player, and then you have to pay this guy. Whereas that guy would be a cheaper asset, and you hope he would be on the field being a productive player. So I'd be reluctant to do that if I'm the Patriots. If I had to choose between the two, if I'm New England, I'd rather have Hendrickson. The only problem is Hendrickson's going to ask for more money than what McLaurin's going to ask for.
Right.
I just think there's enough guys in New England in the receiver room. I think Demario Douglas has had a great guy. I love. He's had
another guy.
Yeah, and they drafted him. He can come back next year and get another receiver. So I would probably stay away from both of them if I were them, because I think you're building something. Use your draft picks to build it.
All right, so it's all about the long game there with
don't
New
rush
England.
it.
Okay, don't rush it. So some more news that's coming out of training camps and everything, or the preseason, I should say, at this point. Matt Stafford, he has practiced for a second straight day. He, of course, missed all of training camp because of that back injury. He is an older quarterback. Do you have any sort of pause or concern, Pete, that he missed all of training camp when he does have some new weapons there on his team and maybe missing out on that chemistry?
Anytime you have an older quarterback who has back problems, that's a concern. So yeah, it's, even if he's back at practice, it's a concern. The good news is Stetson Bennett looks like he's on his way to Canton. The way he's playing the preseason. The overreactions for young quarterbacks, there's one right there. I think you have to be worried about Matt Stafford. You know, back, tricky. You might get it under control for a couple weeks, and it
Leger.
it can come back. So it is definitely a concern.
And this is why they re-signed Jimmy G, and he's actually looked pretty good throughout the preseason and camp too, because Stafford is getting up there in age. He's 37 years old with the back, and to Pete's point, when you get older, that back can flare up at any time, so that is a big concern. The one thing we know about Matt Stafford is he's tough as nails, right? I think he was dealing with a hand thing last year in that divisional round. You would have never known it, the way he was able to spin the football in that cold weather, 30 degrees with snow flying all in his face. So Stafford, if he can go, he'll play, but it is concerning that we're 2 weeks away and he's just now getting with the team and practicing.
Yeah, I feel like we can't forget that the Rams were toe-to-toe right there with the Eagles in that divisional round.
If Matt Stafford isn't there, they're not going toe-to-toe with anybody.
All right, so there's been a lot of announcements of QB1s. We just talked about it off the top of the show with Daniel Jones. Now, the Saints, the only team that have not announced a QB1, and that quarterback room is very interesting. You know, Spencer Rattler, Tyler Shuck, Jake Hayner's in there as well. Leger, who gives them the best chance? When you think of the team in its totality, it's not great, but who gives them the best shot?
Some playmakers, Rashid Shaheed, Chris Olave. Now, they got to stay healthy. To me, I think it's Spencer Rattler, right? He's a guy going into year 2, and then when you look at him and Tyler Shuck, he's looked more comfortable in the offense. And people will say he had an interception this last week, boy. If you go back and look at it, Tipton, that was on the receiver. You got to get flat when you're running that slant route. He gave up on the route, and Spencer had already let the ball go. So I think he's looked more competent in this offense with Kellen Moore. Now, again, Tyler Shuck was his draft pick, so does that lean him towards maybe taking Tyler Shuck and putting him the starter? I think you go with a guy that's played a little bit more football than Spencer Rattler.
Study the draft. Study the draft.
Oh my goodness!
Seriously,
they're not gonna get Arch Manning. That's what we heard.
Yeah, well, even if they don't get Arch Manning, they can get it. But it's a great quarterback draft next year. Study the draft. You'll get your quarterback next year. This year, wash. You're gonna just play it out.
They spent a second on Tyler Shuck.
Neither one of these guys is their quarterback, I don't think. And so look at the draft next year.
Who would you target next year?
There's a lot of guys.
Early.
I mean,
Sam Levitt from Arizona State.
He's one of them. He's one of them.
That's your alma mater.
Austin Simmons at Mississippi.
I love that kid.
Okay.
He's only a kid, but watch him.
I think he's going to come back one more year.
Well, maybe not.
First-year starter?
Maybe not.
You never know. But we're hearing from, Arch's grandpa that he's staying put at Texas, right?
Grandpa doesn't make those decisions.
Leger, we certainly appreciate it. And, of course, as we look forward to a preseason game on deck with the Vikings and the Titans on CBS. That is Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern, and you can also stream all the action on Paramount Plus as well. The NFL on CBS returns on September 7th. We have the Kansas City Chiefs featured on our broadcast 9 times, and you can stream all the action on Paramount Plus there as well.